For those folks, and I think I see a few new faces in here tonight, folks that moved from elsewhere, as we call it, not from around here. I just wanted to let you know, I finished my second term. The first term, our terms are 2 years. You spend your first term finding out where the bathrooms are, and the second term you're kind of going like, okay, this is how it runs, and then the third term you're going, wait a minute, something's wrong here. We need to make a few changes. But the session does run from January, from the second Tuesday in January to sometime in June, and we did have to go back in July, and I know right now you should not be in Columbia in July. You fry in that place. But it was way too long session. I'm not going to point fingers. But we have, in the House, we set out an agenda with the Republican caucus, and we've been doing that. We're meeting again this month and again in November after the elections. And I do not have opposition, as Greg said. Nobody else really wants this job, I don't think. But we have those two caucus meetings coming up to firm up our agenda. We did really well last session because our agenda was a pretty good laundry list, and we got them through the House, but then they kind of died when it got over to the Senate. And I always say if you've got everything done on your list, then your list wasn't long enough. But we have a lot of those same things on our agenda because they did go through the House. One of them is shortening the session, and I've been asked about that because that was my bill I put up, well, among others. But mine actually got through the House, and that bill has gone through the House so many times and never gone through. And I've heard all kinds of explanations for it, and some of them are not very good ones, but why it will not go through. But that is something that I think that we should seriously consider getting that through. And the good thing about the start of the session is that bills that are pre-filed in December or early in the session have a better chance of making it through because it's got the 2-year session to go through. You introduce something on the second half and it doesn't have near as much time to get through. The other thing I wanted to talk about, these guys have covered so much, was yes, our Swiss cheese tax code. Some of us addressed some of that last year, and the Women's Caucus got together and decided we would throw a bill there and see how far it got, and of course it didn't get too far. But basically to eliminate all sales exemptions except for groceries, prescription medications, utilities. I think that was the three main ones. To lower and broaden that tax code. And that was one of those things that came up in the ladies' room, We get a lot done in the ladies' room. Well, one other thing we're going to have, I think that this is something that has just now really, in the last couple of months, has kind of clarified in my mind. When you go down to Columbia for the first time, especially someone like me, I don't have a lawyer background, I don't have any other background, I'm an optometrist. And I had spent a lot of time down at the State House on behalf of my association, so I thought I knew what went on down there. No, you don't have any clue. I was down there for about 15 years, my state association, so I thought I knew. Well, now I think I know a little bit, but I know a whole lot less than I did before. If you get my meaning. I thought I knew it, but no, there's a whole lot more out there. So it's one good thing I could say is that there are a lot more people out there that are questioning, asking questions. Transparency is one of those things that's been the buzzword for the last couple of years. We do have some folks down there that are willing to be a target and open up their big mouths and be a bull in China shop and drag everybody else with them. But we do have some people out there that are saying, okay, just because we've always done it this way in the past does not mean it's a good way to keep on doing it. So we've got a lot of people down there that I think that we're going to see some changes now. Change is slow. It always is. Nobody likes change too much, but it will come. And I think we've got some good people down there that will head up this whole thing. And I'm going to stop now because somebody else can have the other 5 minutes.